LEGO just officially revealed the Avengers Doomsday sets, which release October 4th, 2026. There's 5 of them, including a new Avengers Tower, a new Quinjet, a new Sentinel set. But this is what blows my mind about these. LEGO is keeping up the improvements to minifigures for Marvel sets. Like the brand new day sets, the level of printing, it feels like it's back to normal, where you have printed legs. That was like a weird thing that was missing from so many Marvel sets for so many years, for the most part. Not to say they aren't doing frustrating tactics, like the Doctor Doom in all of the regular minifigure sets has no arm printing, but then you look at the Doctor Doom bust and oh, he has arm printing all of a sudden. Just include arm printing and everything. But there's a lot I love about these sets, so let's take a look at the best one in my opinion, which is the Sentinel set. This is an epic battle set, like say the Spider-Man 3 one and the Avengers Age of Ultron one that came out earlier this year. This is $100 for 846 pieces and 6 minifigures. And those 6 minifigures are kind of awesome. LEGO Mystique for the first time ever. I've wanted her for so long in physical minifigure form. And here we have her, and I think she looks great in terms of having a torso and legs with printing on it. The design of the face looks fantastic as well. It seems like she has 2 face prints. You could see one with a more angry look and then one with a smile. Also, that's the first time we're getting this hair piece in this specific color, which is incredibly useful. It's like a shade of orange. And yeah, Nightcrawler, wanted for so many years. I'm so glad we finally have a minifigure for him. Those 3 base parts have new printing, with the face having an alternate facial expression. And what's crazy is they bring back 2 defunct pieces. There's the design of the hair-ear combo, which was introduced with the elf from Series 3. There's a whole thing that I'm never sure is entirely true, where people say if LEGO doesn't use a piece in 6 years, they destroy the mold that's used for the machines to make this piece. And this has not been used in 6 years. So it is interesting that they brought that back. I don't know if they had to make a completely new mold for the machine for that. And they did the same with his tail right here, which was used last in 2016 one time with the Devil Kid from Series 16. So that's kind of insane that we get that returning and it's in a blue coloring. That fits perfectly. The only thing I do not like is that you can see they have the blue that kind of clashes with the design of his torso and legs, almost like his belly's showing or something like that. I wish they printed that with a black coloring, which they've done very rarely, where they have those rubbery tail pieces, like they did it with Robin Hood for the Disney 100 series, for example. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, gets a really interesting new variant. If you see, they added the long legs, which were first introduced with Woody back in the day, and then they used it with Avatar and a couple minifigures since. Getting it in this dark azure coloring is exclusive to this set, which is awesome. Now, look, there's things they could have used to improve Mr. Fantastic, like having printed boots on there, but I actually don't mind too much because we haven't gotten this piece in this coloring before. So yeah, this gets a pass, even though I'm like, okay, I wish the Fantastic Four characters had printed boots or dual molded boots and stuff like that. It's actually in continuity with our last versions from that giant Galactus set, which is funny that the 2 Reed Richards sets, he's versing these giant figures. The design of the arms also could have been the long stretchy arms, but again, I'm just happy that we're getting a very usable piece recolor here, and it doesn't have printing, so there's a lot of versatility there. The design of the torso, from my understanding, is the same design from that last Fantastic Four set. And I find it fascinating that the face print is new. Yeah, this is different from the one that we got in that last Fantastic Four set. It's more accurate where he doesn't have like a full beard going on. Seemingly the skin tone changed too. And you can see he does have an alternate face where he doesn't look too happy. The new Magneto minifigure looks amazing. I love this gray cape they have going on, which I know a lot of people don't like the rubber capes. I don't mind them too much. It is kind of funny because in this set we have a rubber cape, but then we have a cloth-like cape for Doctor Doom. But yeah, that's the first time we're getting that in gray. And here's his alternate face. You can see there's like this poncho-esque printing for the torso going on there. New torso and leg printing. I think new face print as well, even though it is Ian McKellen, who we do see with the LEGO Lord of the Rings Gandalf minifigures. And the design of that helmet is the same one that we've had for a while for the base piece, but that does have new printing as well. The new Doctor Doom minifigure is fantastic, aside from, like I said, the fact that he doesn't have arm printing only in that one Doctor Doom bust set, but he appears in all 3 of the Avengers Doomsday regular minifigure sets. And the design there has that new hood piece, which we first saw in the Advent calendar that comes out just a month earlier than this one. And then some fantastic torso, leg, and face printing. There's a weird mistake going on, unless they include both colors, which I don't think they do, with the box renders and the set renders, where you'll see that the set renders have red Doom powers and then the box renders have green Doom powers. It seems like the green ones are more accurate, and maybe the set renders are from an earlier version of these sets. And I've seen some other merchandise make the same mistake with their Doctor Doom toys, where the Doom powers are red. So that might be based off of earlier concept art, and then the final CG design was green. Not entirely sure though. Either way, the piece that they're using there has come in trans red before. It hasn't come in green before, so I'm very happy that we're getting it in green. And then Thor actually uses an existing face and torso printing, but I do believe that the leg printing is new, so that's neat. And we have that plastic cape in red, which we've seen a couple times for different minifigures. The build being this giant Sentinel, I think works pretty well for what it is. I don't really like the buildable figure style that so many giant minifigures have had in LEGO Marvel, but Sentinels being these robots and not like an actual like organic being makes it a little bit more passable than say when Galactus or when Giant Man becomes a giant figure like this. I don't expect this to be a giant minifigure build, which it would be cool to get the design from the LEGO Marvel video game for a Sentinel build, you know, a giant brick build figure, but yeah, it doesn't bother me as much as, say, Galactus. The design here seems to be very articulated. Like you could see there's some shoulder joints. Unfortunately, no elbow joints. They just use these modified 1x2s. And then the hand is connected with a miniature ball joint. At the waist, there's socket joints. At the knee, there's socket joints. And at the bottom, we have some ball joints for the feet. And what's interesting is that there's a replaceable head. You can see there's like this decapitated Sentinel going on right here, which thankfully it seems like both of the face prints for the Sentinel are actual prints and not stickers. It didn't seem like they cheaped out. Though unfortunately, a lot of the body uses stickers, which for such a premium price, I wish those were prints. Yeah, I like that we do have prints for the face, and you can kind of swap out the head if you want. And they even give out like this third arm right here, which they say is used for when the Sentinel is going through its mutations, which is interesting. But I like the build there, how it looks like it's kind of wrecked in a way. There is a sticker right here. At the base, there's like a part of the X Mansion that's wrecked. And you can see that they have a sticker for Xavier School for gifted youngsters, like the little signage right there. And there's another sticker for a portrait of Professor X. The design of the base does have a print with the little signage at the front that says Avengers Doomsday, Sentinel Battle, which, yeah, if you're going to print that, I wish they would have printed these parts at the base as well. I do think that this is my favorite of the Sentinels we've gotten. Like the 2014 one, no offense, was kind of bad. And then the one in the X-Mansion was fine, but I like the bulk that this one has in particular. The thing that holds the set back for me is that it's $100. The sizing and everything here, yeah, it's like the Galactus figure, but there is more bulk, so I guess, I don't know, maybe charge $70 or $80. If you look at the price per piece ratio, it's 846 pieces for $100, which isn't great, but isn't terrible. But yeah, I wish this was closer to like $80 for the price. I think that's a little bit ridiculous. But, you know, like the build's good, and there's so many great minifigures, I'm not whining about it too much. Next up is Avengers Doomsday New Avengers Tower set, which will retail for $110 in the United States. This is the first time we're getting those mini modulars, some people have called them, for a non-Spider-Man set in this LEGO Marvel line recently, where you can see there's some Technic pin receiving holes at the side right there. The design of this being based off the New Avengers Tower, though, I'm not sure they did a great job replicating the colors from what I saw in the trailer. I mean, just look at this. Like, yeah, the colors seem very off. We'll get to the build more later because, yeah, once again, the minifigures draw me in here. This is kind of like a pseudo Thunderbolts set, which was a movie that we got no sets for. I mean, you get a large chunk of the Thunderbolts characters in here. I do still really want a John Walker minifigure. And they throw in the Human Torch as well, which is awesome. It's the first time we're getting the Human Torch, you know, the actual Human Torch form. I'm very happy to see how that turned out. That looks great. They used the new flame piece, new printing for the face, torso, and legs. And then this is the first time we're ever getting Sentry, which Bob looks fantastic. There's a new face print, torso print, and leg printing using a cloth cape instead of the plastic cape. And then the design of Bob has an alternate face, which you could see with the eyes lighting up there, which is cool. I like the design seemingly of like this rose piece right here, right? In this translucent yellow coloring. And the hair piece they pick is actually pretty fantastic. The one that's used for LEGO BTS. The design of Yelena looks so much better than the last version we got, which was with the original Black Widow set back in the day. And the design has the perfect hair piece where it's a recolor of the Han Solo hair. Like, that fits her really well. That's the first time we're getting that hair piece in that tan coloring, which is fantastic. And having a distinct face print this time around, unlike the last time, works so well for her. You can see her alternate face right here. The torso and legs look great with dual molded legs, which is fantastic. Red Guardian is the second time we've gotten him, the first time being the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Black Widow set. So it's really awesome to get this update for him. That one didn't come with a helmet, so this is super welcome. Love the face, which is seemingly new, the helmet piece, the torso, the legs, which are all new for their printing, and the shield piece, which is new for its printing. And then Bucky has a design that's new for the torso and his arm printing, which looks fantastic. They're still using this face, which was used for the airport battle for him, which I guess fits, but that was spammed across a couple minifigures last year. Like, it was also used for like Eddie Brock, so it's a little bit annoying, but whatever. The leg printing is the same as the last version as well. And then yeah, this is the same Doctor Doom that appears in the last set we took a look at. But yeah, they use a different piece showcasing his Doom power here. But yeah, the design of the tower going here is just weird. It doesn't match the colors from what we saw in the trailer, like I said. But there's also these like panels to show like the improved new build of the Avengers Tower. They just look off and clunky. The build here looks like something very early on in the world of LEGO Marvel, in my opinion. The design of the interior, though, has a lot of fun little rooms. The first floor reception area has a sticker for an Avengers cereal, which is kind of a little play on the Thunderbolts having the Wheaties ad, so that's kind of funny as a sticker. And then the second floor right here has like a control room setup. You can see there's what's seemingly a swivel chair, 2 stickers on the wall right there for like a radar or something like that. And then the third floor, you have a little chill area, which has some tables and a milkshake. And you can see there's a sticker advertising a new Quinjet, which is the next set. And then at the top right here, we have a little holding cell for Doctor Doom, which I like how they have these like little purple like laser bars or whatever going on there. Then these mystery liquids. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. And then they also have the Quinjet landing pad, which of course is totally out of scale, but yeah, that makes sense. I definitely like the interior more than the front exterior. There's a lot of space and cute little details in the interior. Like, I look back to the Avengers Tower from 2020, and that one's so much more sleek, even though it came out 6 years ago. Of course, neither of those are to compare to the big Mazda version. This just feels weirdly like a step down, even compared to, say, the Avengers Age of Ultron one, which I felt was also very sleek. This comes off too clunky and blocky, if you ask me, but the interior is a lot of fun. The last of the regular minifigure sets is Avengers Doomsday Quinjet, which will retail for $60, which, yeah, it's not a great price for 433 pieces. This looks like a $40 set. But the minifigure selection once again cooks. Like, okay, these were all recently released characters, sure, but they do all have exclusive printing one way or another. My favorite is the Thing, where we have the same version from last year, but there's a new torso and dual molded legs. He's shirtless this time. I like the torso printing, and I like getting that specific color combination of dual molded legs, which we haven't gotten before. Still, I think the big glove pieces, or whatever the gauntlet piece is being used there, looks pretty off, and I kind of wish we got like a mid fig or a big fig for the Thing. The design of Sam Wilson's Captain America is the same one from the Brave New World set for the torso, but then if you look, the face print is new, and the leg printing, which is dual molded legs with printing, the same dual molded base as the Brave New World one, but that one didn't have printing. His wing build is different from the one in the Brave New World set, and you can see how it uses a sticker. And it's cool to get James Marsden's Cyclops, the design having a new face print, torso print, and leg printing. And here's the alternate face. Then once again, same Doctor Doom from all the other sets. The Quinjet, I don't know. I don't love this, if I had to be honest. I mean, I'm not a fan of Quinjets in general. It just feels like an overplayed idea, and I haven't really liked them since the first Avengers design in general. But, I mean, the wings here are sleek enough. I like the sleekness of the wings. I feel like the center part right here, though, just looks a bit too clunky, if you ask me. The cockpit section looks fine. Then, like I said, as a whole, this being $60 for something that looks like a $40 set is quite annoying. You can see how you could open up the cockpit like this, and they even use like a game controller for the controls at the front. And you can lift up this panel right here to access the interior, which really doesn't have much going on. You can see there's just some standing space. The design does seemingly have like some printed little displays towards that middle section right there. But it's just kind of whatever, overplayed idea, and a set that I will definitely be getting for the minifigures alone, which $60 for minifigures. I'm glad LEGO sends me these. And then there's the $50 Doctor Doom bust, which has 379 pieces and one minifigure. Like I said before, incredibly frustrating that the best version of Doctor Doom, which is the only one with this arm printing right here, comes in this $50 set and not the other 3 sets that he spammed in. I mean, I say spammed, but it makes sense for him to be in all the sets. Just like, come on, why are you locking the best version to this one set that isn't even minifigure scale? The design of the Doctor Doom bust, though, I low-key kind of really like. Like, I like what I see here, but this just being like the floating body of Doctor Doom makes it all the less useful for me. Like, at least an articulated figure would be something, but it looks odd because it's cut off as this bust right here. Other than that, I love how they do the shaping of the head right here and how they do this silver trimming to it, which has a bunch of printed pieces. Love the silver blended in with the gray there pretty seamlessly. And then the design of the torso, I think, has some great uses of pieces where you can see they use, as I call them, the gold bar pieces. The shaping and everything there looks great, which I haven't always liked these busts from LEGO. I do think the Venom one, which just released, was really good as well. But then it just kind of gets cut off, and it's like, okay, that's it? Really? So I wish this was some type of full figure or something like that, but I don't know. This 2x6 right here is an exclusive print that says Doctor Doom on it. And I like the use of this like plastic piece right here for the hood. They don't brick build it, but honestly the shaping and everything there is shaped pretty dang well if you ask me. And that seemingly continues to the back, or that might be a separate plastic piece or something like that. But yeah, $50 is a little bit steep for this. This would be perfect at $40 if you ask me. And then finally, there's a BrickHeadz set, which I am not a huge fan of BrickHeadz. They remind me too much of Funko Pops. This one is $40 for 4 BrickHeadz, and you have the Thing, Thor, Doctor Doom, and Gambit. I was going to be like, oh, it's our first BrickHeadz of Thor since, I was like, wait, we've never gotten a Thor BrickHeadz before? That's kind of surprising to me, but yeah, this is our first Thor BrickHeadz ever. You know, the design of how they build him up, I don't know. I don't like how the torso looks. Like, I think the torso looks off in how little they kind of print it. I don't know. The shaping and everything doesn't work for me. I think the head looks fine. Like, yeah, that looks like his head sculpt. The design of Doctor Doom is kind of adorable as a BrickHeadz. Like, I like how this one came out. Usually BrickHeadz don't have mouths, but now I kind of wish they had more mouths like this. That is so cute if you ask me. That's my favorite BrickHeadz in quite a bit. But you do get printing for that part. And then this sloped 2x4. I like the use of the Power Miner / Rock Raiders crystals right there. They include Gambit, who is not present in any of the sets as a minifigure, which is a little bit sad, but, you know, we just got him in the expansion in a very similar design, so it's fine. He looks fine. And the design of the Thing has the style that they use for, like, the Hulk BrickHeadz, where, like, the arms are kind of sticking out when they're kind of, like, blocking, and use, like, those cheese slopes as the fingers. I like that appearing once again. So yeah, I love the minifigures of this wave. The only set that I'm really like in love with is the Sentinel. I think that's fantastic. I think some of the other sets have problems. Even like the Sentinel set feels a bit too overpriced, but Avengers Tower, as a playset lover, it's not really doing it for me with that front design, but I love the minifigures in there. And the Quinjet, it's like, okay, another Quinjet. This one feels indistinguishable. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Which of these is your favorite set? Which of these is your favorite minifigure? Favorite minifigure for me, It's hard to choose, but it's probably Mystique or Nightcrawler. Like, I've wanted those characters for so freaking long, and I think they did an excellent job with both of them. Subscribe here for more LEGO news and commentary on honest LEGO takes, and I will see you later. Click the like button on this video if you enjoyed it. Peace out. Bye.